Hi, I'm Dana Obleman. This video is for my free sleep course for babies 4 to 6 months right here on YouTube. If you feel like you could use more guidance, then check out Sleep Sense Plus. The link is in the description below.
All right, we're getting ready for night one. We have got our routine. We've got our baby awake through the whole routine and into the crib awake. And yesterday or earlier, we were talking about what do we do then? Well, let me tell you what we're going to do. There's two different options in the Sleep Sense program. There's a leave and check option or a stay in the room option. I'm going to walk you through the stay in the room method, and as we go, I'll give you also some tips if you decide to switch to leave and check. But I find that the stay in the room method is people's favorite, and there's a few reasons why. One, they don't have to leave their baby to cry. A lot of the crying issue for parents is this idea that I'm just going to leave her in her crib and let her wail away until she finally falls asleep. And that feels bad to them, or that feels icky, right? And I get it. I understand why it doesn't feel comfortable to think about leaving our babies. Again, this is a brand new skill for her. She's never had an opportunity to practice it. She's probably wondering what the heck is going on here. So yeah, leaving might be not the right choice for you. And that is perfectly fine. There's no reason why you need to go anywhere because this is her skill that she's learning. It doesn't really matter if you're there, you're not there, you're standing on your head. That doesn't matter. What matters is that she learns how to get herself to sleep independently. So night one of the Sleep Sense program, stay in the room method, is for you to sit beside the crib. Bring in a portable chair. A kitchen chair is a great option. It's something we can move around easily. Eventually we're getting this chair out of the room, but for now we're just going to sit in that chair beside the crib. And there's a few things we can do while we're there. One is try some careful touch. Some babies respond really well to that. If you just put your hands through the bar and pat her back a little bit, or pat her bottom, or stroke her forehead. If she can sit up, we could have some babies already sitting up, then you're just going to lie her down and see if you can convince her to stay. You might try lying her down, 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times at the most. If she's not responding well to that, then just leave it alone. We can come back to that when she's looking a little more fatigued and try again, but we don't want to get into a big battle of wills over this. But chances are your baby's not doing too much yet, given the age, and they're just laying there wondering what the heck and maybe doing some crying at this point. So careful touch. Now, do not do it if you feel like it's making matters worse. Okay, that makes sense, I hope. If every time you reach in there to touch her, she's either pushing your hand away or crying even more loudly with your touch, then just stop and just sit in your chair. You can try using your voice instead. Pick a key phrase. It's sleepy time, it's night-night now, something like that. That's just going to become a repetitive mantra that you're just going to say every 2 to 3 minutes. Again, if she responds well to it, then we can absolutely say it a little bit more. If she just cries louder every time you speak to her, then we're going to back up on that and maybe not say it at all. Again, we want this to be as easy as we can possibly get it for her, and so let's just follow her cues around that. Okay, so careful touch and key phrase. Just going back to the touch for a second here. Be careful when you use touch because you can absolutely very quickly replace one prop with a new one. If you're rhythmically patting her bottom until she starts to nod off and fall asleep, you may find that now you're going in there 3 times a night just to pat her bottom. And that's not what we want to do. We want to do this right from the start. Let's never have to do this again. And make sure that we're not doing or intervening in any way that's making sleep easier for her. This will become easier for her all on her own, but for now, she's just going to have to figure it out. I don't suggest picking baby up. If you want to give it a try once. You will know after one try if that helps or hurts. The chances are high it's just going to hurt. And the reason why is because your baby has an expectation. They're used to being fed to sleep or being rocked to sleep. And so when you pick him up out of that crib and all you do is give him a little kiss on the cheek and a pat on the back and put him back in that crib, chances are high he's just going to cry even harder now because he was expecting you to do something and you didn't do it. I hope that makes sense. So it's better to just leave baby in the crib and do some touch to see if you can help out that way. On occasion though, and that's why I say go ahead and try it once. On occasion, picking up the baby just gives them a breather from crying, right? They just kind of look around the room a little bit, they stop crying altogether, and then when you put them back in the crib, they've got a grip on themselves and they can work through this a little bit better and get themselves to sleep a little faster. So that can happen. It's rare, but it's definitely worth a try once to see if that works. So those are really the 3 things you can do while you're sitting beside this crib. And you're just waiting. Now, I know you're wondering, how long am I waiting, Dana? You're waiting until baby falls asleep. I can't tell you how long that's going to take. For some people, it takes 10 minutes. For other people, it takes longer. There really can't be a time limit, because if you set a time limit, all you will do is teach your baby that there is a time limit, right? If he cries for 45 minutes and you go, that's it, that's enough, and you take him out of the crib and you rock him to sleep, all he's learned is that for some weird reason, I have to cry for 45 minutes and then she will rock me to sleep. So night 2, guess what? I'm going to cry for 45 minutes until she rocks me to sleep. And even if you try to wait him out and go longer and wait an hour, he's going to continue to cry because he knows eventually you're going to rock him to sleep. And to me, that feels really unfair. I mean, it's unfair to the child because he's not learned anything. He's not learned how to do this independently. He hasn't figured out any way to do this on his own. He's just learned that if he cries long enough, you will rescue him from this. And I don't want you to do that. It's unfair to you and it's unfair to the baby. So you're there until he falls asleep. And the good news is he will fall asleep. He absolutely will. I 100% promise. In some amount of time, he's going to fall asleep, okay? Now, how can you manage this? Some tips on how to manage it. Well, you can break this up with your partner. If you've got a partner or a friend there to help you, you could be in there for 10 minutes and then the partner or a friend comes in for 10 and you just rotate back and forth. Maybe you go stand out on the front porch for 10 minutes just to get a bit of a break, and then you come back in. You could do it that way. You could put earphones on. You could put your phone on silent and listen to some music if you want to. You could switch nights with your partner or your friend and say, listen, I'll do all of night 1, tomorrow you do all of night 2, and you can swap back and forth that way. It's totally up to you. Whatever's going to make this a little more manageable or easier for you, absolutely do it. If nursing is your child's primary prop, it's actually better if dad or partner or friend is the one that does this the first night or 2, because the child is clear that nursing is not an option from that person. And so the crying does tend to be more intense initially, but it tends to last a lot longer. Shorter. It's shorter. The crying lasts less when that person is in the room. Because the child realizes that that's never going to happen with this person. I'm upset, yes, but let me try to figure this out without it. And so fathers or the partner who's not the primary caregiver tend to do really well with this, and it's super exciting for them because they've probably not had much exposure to this piece of parenting before. But yeah, absolutely get your partner involved in this. And you're in there until baby sleeps, no time limit. In the next video, we'll talk about what to do when baby wakes in the night. Good luck on night 1. You can do it.